Hey everyone, this is me. I'm back to my old setup on my laptop for this because I tried doing it on the phone and, well, it kept doing that thing where you can't even hear the audio. And I don't know, until I can get a dongle set up, if supposing that even works, this is what's going to have to be. It's probably going to lag, I'm going to warn you, but I can probably reduce the impact with editing, and suffice to say it's better than not than simply not reacting hardly, because you can't even hear what the dang video is saying, which is the real problem I have when with that darn screen recorder. And the other one I tried to replace it with has the same issue. It's like you can't even hear what's going on. So this is going to be more serious commentary, I suppose. I was going to do another talk today, or I tried to do it yesterday, but I just can't get what I want to say worded right. So we're going to just do this because this is something else I wanted to do, and we can start aim for a new one on Sunday.
Damn high
Hope.
class. You know that?
So I should probably actually go over a backstory before I just play this. This is a documentary about, well, probably the title is self-explanatory. And there's one like talk. I haven't watched the whole thing through. I probably should make a commentary on that at some point. In fact, I really want to. Obviously not now. I don't have the time for that. I have something in like 20 minutes that I probably should do, but yeah, I mean, but at the same time, we're going to just look at one part with a guy called Lenny. And he said he basically one thing that he feels is that he's not good enough for women, and he can't have people that are above him. And I'm gonna say that. Well, I'm just gonna let it play itself, and I'm gonna comment on this.
What? Call me stupid? I'll call you stupid. You know what? Let me tell you something, Matt. I didn't know what the hell happened, man. Let me just tell you what happened. I wish I was not autistic. There. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't like it. Makes me different. I don't like it. I wish I could have been a normal person. I wish I could have been a normal, regular person. My mom says be autistic, accept it. I tried accepting it. It's hard.
Now I'm gonna pause because I kind of feel the same way. And he's right. It is hard to accept it because even if you do, a lot of other people don't. Even if they say they do, just their actions make it very clear that no, they don't accept it. That was actually going to be like the point of that first talk is, you know, you know how a lot of people who don't have disabilities don't accept you when even if you accept yourself. I mean, maybe not exactly those words, but that was sort of what I was getting at.
Can I be honest with you? If I could change something, I'm gonna try to change it. But I told my mom this right now because of how disappointed I was. I would rather be a normal man than be an autistic person with $1 million. There. If God came up to me and says, "What do you want?" I don't want to be autistic anymore. I wish you can give me a new me. I could start my life all over again and I wasn't autistic. There. Let me be a normal person. I bet you all the damn people I knew in middle school and high school, they're all in freaking college now. I'm not in college. That's what I wanted when I was in high school. I dreamed of going to college, and I'm not in college. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to college. I, I think now I should have graduated college. I should have been in college right now. I should have graduated college right now. I know so many people that went to college and they done right now. I can't hang out with people like that. I can't.
Okay, he's going on to a new tangent. Well, not a tangent, but like a new subject. But before he does that, I want to comment on that because I feel the same way. Now, I'm interesting because I actually did go to college and I did graduate, so I can't relate to him on that. But a lot of people I know are like starting families. They have significant others. They're getting married, and like him, I want that. I want to be part of that. And it's like it isn't happening. It's not happening, and I don't know how to make it happen. And yeah, it bothers me. And as I said, like I can't relate on the college issue because I actually am probably one of the rare few people that, well, maybe not rare, but uncommon people with autism or some other disability who did manage to go and get through it somehow. But it was hell. It was definitely hell. No one there helped me, even the people that were paid to do so. And, you know, I think it is a problem. Like, maybe if people actually gave people like Lenny here or people like me more support, it wouldn't be such a thing that either we can't do or we can do, but it takes a lot out of us. Because, by the time I was done, I think I was about mentally broken. I made it through, but as a shell of who I was when I went in. It's because out, and as I said, even if you accept yourself, others don't accept you. I was definitely, I would say, excluded and in some cases discriminated against even by the administration, and it took its toll on me. And even if you accept yourself and say, oh well, I am who I am and they can go F themselves, you're still alone. You still have people that make it very clear that you're not welcome there. And yeah, I mean, even if you accept yourself, it doesn't stop that from hurting or change it from happening. So yeah, so this is let's go on to the next point. Let me go back.
I can't hang out with people like that. I can't. Why not? Because they're higher than me. Look, they're up here, I'm down here. I'm all the way down here. They're all the way up here. That's what I think.
I kind of feel the same way, honestly, but not for the same reasons. Lenny feels the same way because he thinks, because I think he thinks he's like less than them. I don't think I mean, I do to some extent, but not to the point where I'd say, well, I'm automatically not going to hang out with someone just because they have a degree that's higher than me. I don't have a problem with it to that extent. It definitely would make me a little bit uncomfortable, but I'd still do it because what's the alternative for one thing? Being alone. That I've tried that; it doesn't work. And I'd still do it because I mean, why should you throw someone out? But I worry that they're going to throw me out. See, that's the thing. I worry that, well, maybe not so much for like friendships, but relationships. I worry that if I let them know that like I don't know if I'll ever be able to get a full-time job, because it might be too stressful. I don't know if a lot of things that others take for granted are ever going to happen to me. I worry that they'll think they're above me if I tell them that. So it feels like you have to lie and hide who you are. And that's, again, going to be accepted. And that's the point. Even if you accept it yourself, will they accept it? I went back on online dating again recently, and I mentioned, I'm working in retail to someone who had a doctorate degree, and lo and behold, they stopped messaging me. I can't prove that was the reason, but it just seems really weird that the last thing I said was I work in retail and I'm currently on leave, or I don't know if I said those words, but I basically said I worked in retail and I don't work right now because of the COVID thing, and they never messaged me again. So it's sort of like, I think there's probably some judgment going on there because it seemed to be going fine up to that point. And it's not the first time that I've mentioned something like that and people have just stopped talking to me. It's like I mentioned to someone else, oh, I'm in retail, no message back. And it's like, everyone tells you to accept yourself. And that's true to an extent, but others have to accept you too. And it's not that easy that you just accept yourself if others won't accept you. Sadly, that doesn't surprise me. He seems to really not be happy. I can totally relate to that.
I want to get a girl that's kind of lower than me. That's what I want. If I found a girl that had a job, had a car, had her own home, I can't be with her. She deserves to be with somebody better than me. She's up here, I'm down here. That's the way I see it. It's hard, man. It's really hard to accept it, man. Man, this is hard, man. This is tough. This is probably one of the hardest things I have to go through in my life. Don't cry, man. Let me cry. I don't want to see a tear come out of your eye. It's hard. What do you think about me crying? What do you think the viewers could think about this?
It almost just talking about it almost makes me want to, honestly. Because I feel, as I said, I feel the same way, but for different reasons. I mean, to some extent for that reason, but mostly for different reasons. I feel that I can't let others know that who I really am. I can't let others know that I probably am not going to. I think it's relatively unlikely that I'm going to get a full time job at this point. Like I'm shooting for part time and just, you know, letting SSI carry the rest. And I'm not going to be like one of those people that mooches. I just think it'd be too stressful. I mean, I would. I mean, definitely, I'm not gonna be a mooch. I'd still do stuff like this on the side. I'd still try to like let others know what's going on. Be a productive member of society. You can do that in ways other than working, and I don't think it should be. And yeah, you know, maybe you're not contributing in the same ways as someone with a full time job, but if you do like a bunch of activism on the side, you volunteer a lot on the side, and you work a part time job, I think you're doing your fair share. That's my view on it. But the worry is, will others ever see that? See that, you know? What could I find someone who's going to look past that fact, that glaring weakness of you don't have a full time job? Would they even give me a chance as a significant other? I really have my doubts, honestly. There's also the fact that what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Like my parents more and more are talking about like just being put in one of these programs where like you live and maybe work on the side, and it's like I kind of feel like that might be a death sentence. You know, it's like, first of all, those programs are very controlling. I want to go into that in a later video. I feel, you know, they kind of just dictate life. But second of all, it's sort of like, again, who is going to look at someone like me who's in one of those programs where I don't even live on my own and say, I want to date that person. I want to be good friends with that person, especially date. I don't think friends is such a big issue. You know, I don't want to be alone. I've been alone and I've realized that I just can't be happy being alone, you know. I need at the very least a good friend, preferably a significant other. And it's, you know, who's going to look at someone like me and say, you know, who might not live on their own. I want to, but like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Probably won't be able to get a full time job. Who's going to look at someone like me and say, oh, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you maybe never moving past part time. I'm okay with the fact that maybe, I mean, you aren't living on your own. Like obviously, if we work together financially, that's different. Like I'm pretty sure I could do it with someone else. But would they give me the chance to do it with them? That's the thing. You know, I mean, so I can. And again, like I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it should be that big of an issue, but I constantly worry that others will have an issue with it. And as I've said, like I definitely a few people I've interacted with do have an issue with it. And it's sort of like, where do you go? I mean, accepting yourself only works to an extent. Others have to accept you too. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of acceptance. I wish I could hug this guy right now.
It's emotional. I can't let that happen.
Alright, I'm gonna replay this. Someone came by.
It's emotional. I can't let that happen. I got no job. I got no car. I'm living with my parents. I should be doing something. I'm a good person, man. I'm not a bad person, man. I'm a good guy. That's just...
And I feel you there. Driving too, I don't know if I'll ever be able to drive long distances. Like, I get unfocused. It's just, I don't know, there's something going on there, and it kind of makes it, again, that's just another thing adding on to the cluster of things I've already listed. And it's just, I mean, even if you use mass transit, again, I had someone who basically got on my case. I remember there was someone else that I think they were crazy, but still, like, I was trying to date them. And the moment they found out, oh, you can't drive, and oh, you're still working retail, they're like, yikes. That's like, I got past that when I was in high school, and it's just everyone judges you. So it's just reinforcing, like, how can you
It
find someone
hurts.
if they're
It
not going to
hurts,
give you a chance?
man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, on one hand, I can't empathize with him because don't. I think he's worried more like he's not good enough for them, so he thinks he doesn't deserve them. But I feel the same way for different reasons, and it's just, I don't know if anyone else feels that way, and if there's anything that can be done. At this point, I'm honestly really doubtful about the latter, but suppose the alternative is you just sit there and mope and nothing change, and then for sure nothing will change. But what do you even do? I don't know. So yeah, this is an issue that really bothers me, and it's definitely not helping my self-esteem either. Just to think that, like, would anyone ever accept me? I feel like I have to tell a lie on dating profiles because I'm so worried that no one's going to accept me and even give me the chance. And I mean, I don't know if this is like completely different than what Lenny's going through, but yeah, we're feeling the same thing just for different reasons. And yeah, it's frustrating. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one that feels that way. I mean, obviously, I'm not. This guy feels a way different. Does anyone else feel what we're going through here, honestly? Like, anyone watching this, do you feel like you're not good enough for others in either friendship or romance, either because of you not thinking, you feeling down about yourself, or you feeling like others won't give you a chance if they know the true you, if not both? Because that's, I guess, yeah, that's what I feel.